Hello everyone, Lau here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new flea market video. I'm just experimenting a little bit with different angles from my last flea market videos. You maybe remember some of them are filmed on my couch, some of them are filmed again the other direction. It's just like I'm trying to find some different and also sometimes a little bit easier to put up locations here for the whole part. But it's always just the best when I have my big table up, but I'm too kind of lazy. I have a couple of days off right now. That means my big table is deconstructed, and so I just put up a small one. So, and the angle is a little different, so that's the only reason. Yeah, that was actually all of that here is from one flea market day, not just from one flea market. I think I went to three flea markets, where one of them I don't think I filmed anything because there was nothing. But yeah, it was a very usual flea market day. Started with Beastolf and then went to LRV and Boxy. But that day I didn't meet up with Cotton Candy Kittens because she was somewhere else in Germany, and found actually amazing G1 My Little Ponies at that flea market where she was, but no, that was not the day. Together with me, she was alone at that day, so I was also, it was a kind of a, it felt more like when I started off going to flea markets, having nobody next to me, being not it is nice to have someone that you go to flea markets together to, but it also creates a little bit of, you have to wait for someone, that person has to wait for you. You are kind of after the same stuff, so it's always a little bit of a race who finds things first. So when I'm going to flea markets completely on my own, I'm a little bit more in peace with myself. And actually this day, although there's not really one huge big crazy find, I think it felt really good to me. So yeah, so I don't know, let's just start. So the very first things that I picked up were from this one, like a vendor that often is there. They are an elderly couple, and they just have tons of toys. A lot of them are from like, you know, the era that I collect, like 80s, 90s, but also like a lot of stuff that I'm not interested in. But instead I picked up a couple of other like small things here and there, which some of them you might be, why did you actually pick that up? Such a cheap knockoff doll. Yeah, I did pick up this strange Lady Lovely Locks clone. You sometimes see them. I don't know if I've necessarily run into them at flea markets when I was filming. One day I found one, I did not pick it up. This time I was like, this one, for being a super cheap clone doll, she was in very good condition. That's why I took her dress. I actually do have this dress. I found it once separately, but at that point I didn't know where it came from. But yeah, it comes from one of those Lady Lovely Locks clone dolls, and it's in very good condition. So like that's why I was like, okay. I mean, the hair of the doll wasn't in that good condition, and it is horrible hair quality, let me tell you. This is the finest worst polypropylene ever. So what I did is just, you know, when I was brushing through it and washing it, etc., she lost so much hair. So there's like, it's just not really well anchored in her head, and polypropylene breaks easy anyway. So there are definitely now some additional like bold spots additionally to her already pretty bold head. But I mean, if you style it like this, it is fine. And I thought like, okay, I'm not gonna get into collecting Lady Lovely Locks clones now totally or whatever, but having one, I mean, I can put her together like with my real Lady Lovely Locks dolls on the shelf, and it's toy history. It's like Lady Lovely Locks was a toy line apparently so popular that companies decided to make clones. And it's not just any like Barbie clone. I mean, you can see that it is meant to be a Lady Lovely Locks clone with these you know, different hair colors, etc. Let me quickly get my notes, because I actually wrote down what some of them were called. Yeah, so around the same time, I think, as the real Lady Lovely Locks dolls by Mattel were on the shelves, which was like late 80s, so 87 till 89. A lot of other companies said, oh, that's actually a good idea. Small princessy dolls with colorful like hair streaks, fantasy hair, and let's call them very similar. So you found them under the name of Golden Locks, Fantasy Ladies, Lady Love, or Lady Love and Lovely Pony. Yeah, because I think this is one of them that was released with a little, you know, fakey pony together, or even with a fakey elephant, because this type of doll I saw, like on the back card of the packagings, had like drawings of also those fakey elephants. So she was probably released with one of those, you know, Remco style fakey ponies in small, not really by Remco. I also could not find out what company exactly this doll made here, but they came out in different colors, so also different hair colors and different dress colors. I have seen this doll, this dress very often. As I said, I even found it once before at the flea market, and it also came like this yellow dress on other dolls with other hair colors, etc. But essentially the body is really, it's just one of those super hollow, you know, cheap clone bodies. You can just do this. It's more like a blow mold, and you know, the hands, ta-da-da-da-da, nothing else, not even a waist that you can move or anything, and the head also just side to side. But the makeup, it's, I mean, I don't know, it's weird, but well, she can totally live within like my Lady Lovely Locks collection, because she kind of goes to it, right? At least a little bit. Can she sit down actually? Almost, yeah, it's okay. And you know, Lady Lovely Locks, the toy line itself, actually had these pixie tails and all of that, and those obviously actually also came with some some kind of hair clips where there was a little streak of hair attached, etc. I have even shown some of those pixie tails on my channel once, so maybe I put one of them. I think I have the other one that I could put in her hair. Okay, what else did I pick up there? Yeah, you saw there were these couple of babies laying. A lot of them were like Kelly, Shelly dolls. These are actually twins. Yeah, I am not the biggest like collector of teeny tiny baby things, and I mean like human babies. I do love My Little Pony babies, obviously, and I do love I don't know, other like animal babies. You know, I've talked about, magic diaper babies are not really my thing, but when they're dinosaurs, I like them. These are just humans, but they are a toy line from the early 90s. I think mostly they say like 1991 or 1990 by Tyco. I do have one other of these little dolls. I have one little boy in blonde. And they actually are a toy line that never came just with one baby. They always came in 5s, hence the name Quins. They are, siblings of 5. And you got them in one pack. They then all had the same hair color. For example, I don't know, 2 girls and 3 boys with brown hair in different hair lengths, etc. And they all have these molded on diapers. And they have a number on the diaper, so this girl says number 5. By the way, this is her original hairstyle, her original ribbon. I just washed the hair. And yeah, I don't know if you really saw that in the video, but her like arms and legs were super yellowed. And I just put I did the same thing that I do with My Little Ponies that are discolored. I use hydrogen peroxide, paint it on, wrap it in see-through cling wrap, and put it on my balcony in the sun for a couple of days. And that erased the yellowing completely on this one. Same with this one, although this one is from a different set. So you can also see it looks even more babyish, and it has a non-movable body, so it doesn't have like any points of articulation, but the body itself is softer and it doesn't really have hair on, just a super tiny streak of hair. And yeah, also this is the original ribbon. Those obviously come from different sets. Let me get the names straight, because it's not really Toyland that I'm super into, that I know a lot about, so I think this one comes from the set of like the auburn hair colored Quins, number 1531-4. They don't have specific names with these. They were always the sets, and then they came with little accessories. For example, one big like bed or blanket thing where you could put all of the 5 Quins in, or with little bottles where you get 5 bottles that you can feed them at once, or something like that. So she's from 1990. One of those typical sets, and she is, number 5, and you saw it at the diaper. But there were a lot of other sets, like some that had more, like, I don't know, that got like little freckles in the sun, that had, some kind of color changing features, or some that you could feed that have an open mouth, or the thirsty ones that, I don't know, they come with little bottles that when you put them to the back, like, then it looks like the milk is getting like it's, I don't know what you call that, these baby bottles where it looks like if they drink the milk, something like that. I came with different features. This is one of the super typical ones, and this one is called from a set where they all looked more babyish even, and they had, as I said, these kind of soft bodies, and they are also called So Soft Newborn Quins. And I also think this is supposed to be the number 5 purple twin of the set, although like the little ribbon is actually completely bleached, you cannot really see, but from the face, etc., I think it's also, we have 2 number 5s here of little Quins. They're from 1990 and maybe 1991, because this one has a 1991 stamp. So yeah, 2 little Quins. I picked up some other little pieces there. For once, this Barbie item, which it is an original Barbie piece. I recognized it immediately, but I do have it already. This is the jumpsuit that came on one of those typical early 90s budget Barbies called, I mean, she had 2 different names, but I know her under the name of Barbie. I think she's from 1993. I mean, everything, all these small things from the seller are always super cheap. So that's why when I see stuff like that, I grab it. And doubles. I've learned that having a couple of Barbie fashion doubles is not bad for trading. So the best find, definitely these skis and even one of the ski sticks. I was hoping so much to find the second one. And also just one of the ski boots and also just one of the gloves, but for those it's okay. I actually do already have 2 of them. And then some more shoes. And I think all of this comes from Winter Sport. All of this comes from the Ski Fun Barbie. I do have her, I have most of her outfit. I was definitely missing the correct skis. So here they are. Unfortunately, and I even went back once more, searched for more of the stuff. Just one of the ski sticks. And I'm very sure that also this pair of shoes belongs to it. It has the exact pink, same pink color. And she also came with one pair of these, ski boots, obviously, that you can click on the ski, and then one pair of pumps, which I always find hilarious. Why this Barbie needed pumps, but here you see. So in this box, there must have been a Ski Fun Barbie at one point. But I'm super lucky that I found the skis, because that was one of the features I'm missing. So I'm just missing one of these ski sticks. And I think I definitely also missed the correct headband. And she comes with a ski pass, so like this card thing that you can hang around her neck. So, but like almost completed, so that's really good. And yeah, as I said, one of the gloves as well, which I do have multiples of these, I think. I picked up one more Barbie heel, just one more of these typical pink ones, but it's a different pink than the other one, so makes me very sure that these are the ones from Ski Fun. But I always find like single ones, and this is a very common color, so I'm pretty sure I can complete another pair of pink ones with this. So 1G3 My Little Pony brush. They are cute, but they are mostly always look the same, so I don't know, I just took it for the heck of it. One Barbie pillow, which I also know goes to one of the Barbie beds from the early 90s. It even has the tag that says something with 90. It says even 1987, so maybe that's even older, but it's a typical pattern. Unfortunately, it's pretty stained on the back, and I've washed this now like 3 times and it hasn't come off. So it looks a little like disheveled. I don't really like it. I would never give it to anyone else, because I mean, whatever. Sometimes, because I have one Barbie bed with one like blanket, etc. in this color, so I just grabbed it. And it's just funny. Whenever I see some of these, Tamagotchi style virtual pets that definitely are like late 90s and not like newer, I just grab them. Here's one with a dinosaur on it. No date on it. I couldn't find out anything about it. Even with Google search, I just found that someone is also selling this, but that was all. There were so many Tamagotchi knockoffs when Tamagotchis became big in the late 90s, which is, I had one of those knockoff Tamagotchis back then, and mine also was able to have a dinosaur on it, but I guess this, because mine had the option to have 10 different animals, but this one probably also had a dinosaur. I think I saw on a photo, I guess I have not checked if this works. I rarely have these small batteries at home to trying it out, but I also don't want it to work. So this one had a little flying dinosaur, like one of those pterodactyls. So yeah.
Jetzt sind wir erstmal dran. Ja, wir sind ja auch gerade dabei. 3 Euro.
Was willst du denn? Ja, alles gut. Ja, alles gut.
Martin, hört hier eine Scheibe ran oder nicht?
Nein, der gehört
Das ist nicht ihr Mäuschen. Wir haben klein Geld. Das waren 2 Euro.
Ich hab noch.
Nein, ist okay. Verhelfen. Guck mal.
Oh.
Das ist Katzenlos.
Ja, nee, ich wollte es wegnehmen, weil ich mal selber reingucken. Okay, yeah, this next vendor was fun. They were also fun to work with. So concerning prices, the daddy said no, she will make the prices. He also said something to her, like in her ear, like this you should do this, and then but you can go down a little, blah blah. They were really fun to. I mean, I found some cool things. For example, this Ken, and I picked up a whole bag of Barbie fashions. But yeah, that was a really nice experience. So. And I guess at one point there were more Barbies, like, because this is clearly like not her like childhood. I mean, she was probably still playing with them, but they are probably from her mother's childhood, I guess. And judging by the pieces that were also in all of this, I guess at one point there were probably even more 90s and maybe late 80s dolls. But let's start. Yeah, I picked up this guy. It is Rollerblade Ken from 1991. Is it 1991? Let me check. Yes, that's correct, 1991. He's from this line where there was also, of course, Barbie and some other characters. Or was it just Eureka? I'm not sure. And they had actually these like roller skates, which they would spark, you know, when they would go over a surface, you could make sparks, and that just is cool, but it was also a fire hazard. And there were quite some incidents, and they were kind of recalled at one point, but still they were sold a lot, so they're not super rare dolls or anything. I'm just sad that he doesn't have the like the skates under it, but at least it's the correct shoes and it's the correct top. I took this from one of the other. There was a clone boy doll, I don't know, very cheaply, very hollow body. This was wearing this, but I was like, my brain was already like, this might be Rollerblade Ken. And I don't have him, and I'm not the biggest collector of Ken dolls, but when I see one that I think is very iconic, I can piece together a couple of pieces with him, and he even looks good with these trousers. Those are not his correct trousers. He would have some that are that have more patterns on it, and obviously he would have like these knee and elbow protectors. The cool thing is that he is another one with a face mold that I don't have yet. Sure, he looks very much like my childhood Ken. I mean, I had a brown childhood Ken. My childhood Ken was the hot skating one, so also one that had skates, inline skates. But you know, but actually there is 2 different face molds that look almost the same. I mean, the face is also the same for both of them, but one that has the short hair. I mean, it still looks like he is a little bit like there is hair here, but from the front you don't see anything sculpted here. And there's the other one that has a little longer hair. He also sculpted more like, not really like a mullet, but it's longer in the back. So my childhood one definitely is the long-haired Ellen face, because this is the Ellen face. Has nothing to do with the old Ellen from the 60s. It's just the first doll that used this face was early 90s Midge's husband Ellen, with 1 L, not with double L. And that's why this is the Ellen face, but it's a short hair Ellen face. Rollerblade Ken, very cool, super tanned, iconic, love him. And now let's maybe the bigger things I can show you like this. Then I will zoom down here with the camera. I picked up this outfit, which is, I do have it. Spoiler alert, I have most of these already, so I picked up a lot of doubles, but yeah, I mean. This comes from Secret Hearts Barbie, you know. Super iconic doll, also like early 90s, I think also like 92 or something, where the hearts that you can see on the pattern here, you could like make appear and disappear with hold and cold water. Yeah, it's a two-piece set. It's actually not one dress. And I do have this doll. Have found the doll twice. My friend Cotton Candy Kittens has now my other one because this was one of the dolls she always wanted as a child. We found it now quite often. But like here it was even, I have even one more double of this top. Although I was searching for it for such a long time, I didn't have it, but now I have some of them. I just grabbed it, you know, it never hurts to have a double of something like this because this might be something that someone is searching for. And one more like bigger item here, which I think is cool because this I don't have. It's one of the only pieces that I don't have of this. This actually comes from the Western Stampin' Barbie. I don't have her. I don't have any of her pieces. Nor Western Stampin' is also, you know, early 90s. So you can see there were quite some amazing dolls at one point in the collection, probably of her mom, I guess. Western Stampin' is 93. And it's not in a super good condition because here a lot of silver patterns are missing. But it is this felt material. And you know, she is a Western doll with a blue Western, like her cowboy hat and blue boots that could make, you know, it's like stampers that have these spores in the back, and then you could make her kind of walk or whatever, and she would do stampers at wherever you wanted, at a piece of paper, hopefully not not on your desk. Yeah, super, she has a wonderful, very striking, cool face, but yeah, I mean, it's the only thing that I have from her now. Maybe let's zoom down now a little bit. This is also pretty cool, also not in the best condition, but this is actually the skirt, or one of the, you know, lower skirts that goes to the 1988 Superstar Barbie. This would actually be silver, and the stars would also be more glittery. But I don't have this at all. I don't even have the doll. Now the only things I have are this and the earrings. I picked up these things. I don't know where they go. My brain went to, are they maybe from one of those, you know, not flip and dive, but like swim and dive Barbie, but it's not, because she has these huge like backpack thing that made her swim. But this is from one of those, you know, Sporting Life fashion packs. Yeah. These trousers I picked actually up. They're also not in the best condition because they should be more silver. But I do already have a double of the jacket, so I thought can put them together. They're from Horse Riding Barbie from 1995, release 1996 or 4, 5, so something around the very mid 90s. I do already also have the doll, and but that was actually the other doll that you saw there that had a 90s face. But I did not pick her up because, I mean, I do have her, and that one had cut hair, so, but I took the trousers. And there was one of those babies in that I can never really tell which exact baby this is, but they came with the Skipper babysitting dolls, with different ones, later ones, earlier ones. They came with Dr. Barbie. I don't know, whatever. I cannot really tell where this is exactly from. It might be from Dr. Barbie, I guess, but yeah. What else? And then a lot of shoes, actually. Very cool. Maybe let's zoom in even more, because there's another pair of Hollywood hair boots. Those go straight into the collection of my friend Miguro, because she kind of collects, she army builds Hollywood hair Barbies as well as Totally Hair Barbies, and she's always in need of this. So very nice. Another pair of like these Western boots are anyways my favorite type of Barbie boots. In yellow, which I had never seen. Apparently, I think they just came in yellow in one fashion pack. One of the Western Fun fashion packs from 90, let me check, 94? Yeah, 94. So okay, one of those handles that definitely go to one of the gymnast Barbies. And then, you know, I only picked up pairs. Apparently there were only pairs, but some of them I did not find the other shoe. But like, you know, these typical boots here, and super neon ones, and, you know, pumps and flats, and Ken, like shoes for Ken in white. I'm always missing white ones for Ken. I don't know, for whatever reason. I mostly have black ones more for Ken. These are probably clone shoes, but they're still good. Some super cute ones in like light yellow, also a color I'd never seen. Some flat ones. Some super hot neon orange ones, which I guess go to the brunette version of, I mean, they could go to something else, but I would probably put them on the brunette version of a glitter hair Barbie, because my glitter hair Barbie is actually just wearing heels, but they actually came with flat shoes. And you know, some others. This I just picked up because my brain went to like, oh, that looks like it's something from Perfume Pretty Barbie, but I couldn't find out. It's not, because Perfume Pretty Barbie also came with a little, you know, perfume bottle thing, which had a bow on it, but that was way too small, and it's also not symmetric. It has like two, it's smaller on one side. So I just took this for the heck of it, but actually, especially for shoes, a really good haul.
Ja. Der Rest müsste alles da drin sein.
Ja, ja, ja.
Was habe ich als letztes eigentlich?
Okay, more Barbie stuff. Again, not the craziest thing, but I picked up this little buggy with Kelly in it, or Shelly. And, oh yeah, a couple more fashion pieces. You actually saw that she had quite some Mermaid Barbie pieces. The little Shelly and buggy thingy here goes to the Barbie and Kelly Strollin' Fun, which is from, I think, 1995, or released then in 96. I had seen it previously, even I think together with the doll, didn't pick it up because I'm not really crazy about these Kelly Shelly dolls, although I grew up with them, so they're exactly from my, like, you know, childhood era, but I just don't like to collect these baby style dolls. I have a lot of them, but I don't have them on display because you always get them with in lots or whatever. But as I also actually have fashion pieces from the Barbie that came with this, I was like, okay, and this was just like €2. Okay, this time I grabbed it. It's also not in the best condition. There was actually one other woman that was interested in it, and she said like, oh yeah, but she immediately noticed that this is also not in working condition. She was like, no, I would only grab it if it is in working condition, because she already apparently also had one at home that was in kind of more like this condition. So I think she was also a collector, I guess. Or she was just a little bit of a collector, and she said it's one that she had as a child. But then that's why I could grab it for €2, like heck, why not? Because this is actually, the little doll itself has a little mechanism in her back. This is the original outfit that goes to her, so that's cool. That little like jumper skirt dress thingy. She has also her little pacifier and one of the, you know, accessories in her hand. But you know, at the back you see that she has this lever here, and when you would push this like up and down, she would wave. So da, 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 da. And when you really place her correctly in the buggy, you can see with this here really a mechanism in there, and Barbie would push the buggy, because it also has these, looks like bunny ears here, but this is actually where Barbie would put her hands. This Barbie was released with the, you know, superstar hands, so with the angle, so she could shove her hands in there, and you know, then you could play and Barbie could push the the buggy. There was actually a little thing here, like a, I don't know what you call this, like a conveyor belt, not like a conveyor belt, but that came from here and went under here, so it would, when the wheels would move, it would kind of make make the mechanism so it would attach back here, so that when Barbie would push the buggy, Kelly would wink. Not wink. Wink is this. Sorry, it's in German. It's called winken. No, she would wave. Sorry, she would wave. So and it's a very cute thing. At one point I might find the doll, because I have almost her complete outfit, so like I just figured, and it's a nice and cute display piece. And I know that, for example, my friend Selina from Vintage Gaudi, that was one of her childhood dolls, so I'm also not exactly sure. I think she even has cut hair, because the ones that I mean, it did to me look like she has cut hair. She's just a high ponytail, but the dolls that I saw online had really long and curly hair, so the little Kelly, so I guess she might have cut hair, but all of that doesn't really bug me. But there's even the little diaper still here, and you could also attach around her, obviously, but there are so many things also missing. Like there was also a little net in the back where you could put things, you know, buggies when they have a little net where you could store your things, etc. So it is more or less kind of the shell of the buggy. This is nothing that I care too much about. It's more like a little nice display piece. It's fine. Yeah, the best thing probably that I picked up from her, although I also have it. So it was really a day of finding a lot of Barbie fashions that I already have and already had doubles of. Here's from Mermaid Skipper. So tail and top. Obviously, I've never found the little arm pieces or the pieces that go around her wrists to hold the mermaid twins, but yeah, nice thing. Always something that people look for, I guess, in terms of trading, so very good. But I do have the doll and I do have this. And also the Fountain Mermaid one. Sadly, the tail is cut, but I still grabbed it because these two things with the buggy together, I mean, just made it €1 more expensive, so it was like €3. I picked all of this up. So I was like, maybe, I don't know, I need it at one point, or someone still wants to have it, or it's like, oh, I actually like it because it doesn't take up that much room, or I don't know. Because otherwise, then it is cut, it's actually in good condition. So I also already have a double of this, and I have two doubles of these pieces here. But this is a little bit of a variant because this is the one that has the more soft fabric here on the sleeves. The other ones that I had before, they're more stiff. And this one, you see it, doesn't have the see-through straps because they have crumbled off. Yes, it's also a variant. I previously just had always the ones that have the little, you know, fabric. just like a beige fabric that was used to make straps, so this is not really always falling down. And this is the version that had like these rubbery see-through straps, and those don't hold the time, so that's why they have crumbled off and it looks like it never had any additional straps. So it's kind of a variant. I'm not sure if the doll itself was also released as a variant. Did the face look different? I don't know. I've never found Mermaid Barbie at the flea market. The one I have is an online purchase, unfortunately. Yeah.
Das ist schon Preis, Barbara Ken. Schon Preis, ja. 50 Schulden, ja.
Funny enough, I immediately, probably not immediately, I cannot remember, but one of the other vendors there, I found another piece to the Mermaid Skipper, which is this baby mermaid tail. This will also immediately go to my friend Mikuru. She's missing this. And right now I have two of them, so I don't need a third one because the Skipper Mermaid came with two babies and two of these tails. Yeah, this one I think, like, I don't remember what because it was on a doll, but I just asked because I said it doesn't go to this doll, I just need it for my other doll, can I just buy this separately? And it was 50 cents, so like, yeah. And ta-da! Yeah, I was quite surprised that this vendor actually for once had a Barbie that I wanted. This is one of those vendors that have mostly, yeah, I don't know, crap and old radios and I don't know, whatever. Sometimes they have a couple of Barbies lying there, most often like, you know, 2000s more modern ones or super broken LOL doll or something like that. This day I was like pleasantly surprised that there was a 90s Barbie, no cut hair, And she was even wearing a 90s Disney outfit. The doll itself is nothing to be like, oh my god, I finally have this Barbie. This is one of those budget Barbies from the mid-late 90s. She's just called Style Barbie. The interesting thing is that at that point they kind of started to experiment a little bit with the arms, because normally the budget Barbies, they have always the straight arms that just go back and forth like this. This is one that has the arms from the late 90s where, you know, you can also, they're straight, but you can also turn them to the side. And some budget Barbies even came with, you know, the superstar arms, so the bent arms. That's all from the same era, so she's from 1990, like 7, and probably was released more in 1998. So an era of Barbie where I'm not super into, but she has still the superstar face. So some of the dolls of her era had the Bob Mackie face already. And the outfit that she came with, it looked similar to this. So she had a denim dress, I think short sleeve, and that had pockets and a little collar with a red pattern on it. Not really red checkered, but similar to checkered. I mean, I don't know, a mixture of floral and checkered with a little, as I said, collar and 2 pockets. So this dress looks similar enough, and she has her red earrings still. She doesn't have a ring anymore, and I gave her the correct hairstyle, so just this small side ponytail. She came with straight hair. She has Kanekalon hair, so this is this super smooth and straight hair. It's a tiny bit grayish, but I mean that happens very easily to the super platinum blonde Kanekalon hair Barbies. Shoes are very interesting actually. I tried to find out what shoes she came with. I mean, you would actually think she comes with the normal Barbie pumps of the 90s in red. No, her pumps, it was kind of like heels pumps, but they look a little different and they are not as high. So a little more flat and kind of had a bow in the front or something. And so they look different. So I don't have those shoes, but that's why I gave her also some other shoes that are a little more to like looking what she actually came with. I'm not exactly sure if she will really go into my display. She has a nice makeup still with pink like eyeshadow, very red lips. But maybe she's one of those dolls that, because I don't really know where I want to put her. Maybe she goes into my red corner for a while and then she maybe is just out of the display, because there will be a point where I have to decide which dolls I somehow take out of the display or I rotate in and out. Because, you know, my space is limited. And I actually also picked up this Cocolotti bear, which I think once before at the flea market. I found one of those in a different color. I was like, I don't know what it is. It looks 90s to me, but I didn't really like it that much and I didn't pick it up. The other one I found was the white one with, you know, brown like spots. This is really the brown one. This time I picked it up because now I know that it is a Cocolotti bear from the company Giorgi Preziosi. I still don't super like it because of the color. I think that these were available in 6 different colors, whereas like some of them are cute. There's a blue one, there's a pink one, I don't remember, a yellow one or something like that. But you know, those realistic colors, I don't know, I just grabbed it because it was €1. It was the same vendor as I bought the doll, so that always gives me more like a push into like, let's just buy it when I pick up from this vendor something else anyways. And maybe someone else wants it at one point. Same with my, for example, I also have a brown cup surprise that I'm not super into because it's brown. Maybe I can trade it with someone, or because I think they're from the 90s, but honestly I could really find out a lot about the date of them. Mostly Cocolotti bears, when you think of them, they are the small ones. They really more look like normal teddy bears, like a gummy bear almost, sitting, and they're flocked and they come with a little bottle on a string, and they are cute, and I think they might still be produced, or like were produced still very currently. So they're not only a 90s thing, or maybe they're even more of an early 2000s thing, but the same company under the same kind of name also made these. So these are also called Cocolotti bears, or just Cocolotti on the packaging. I really couldn't find out much else, and like you find them under the name of, you know, 90s, blah blah blah, but I cannot tell you what year they were released, so maybe they are even more like early 2000s or something, but they have the 90s look. But to be quite honest, the face, for me it's not cute enough. In a cuter color maybe. You see they have this in-depth in the mouth, and I don't know if it's really meant to be that you would put the thumb in it, because it's so, the arm is actually not long enough, but then the nose would light up. They have a battery compartment. I was just not interested enough to find out if it still works, because, you know, batteries. I never have the correct batteries, so I just left it. Maybe it works. Very high chance that it works, because the whole condition of this toy is really good still. And yeah, it would just, the nose would light up. So I actually also forgot that I didn't really tell you anything about the dress that the Barbie was actually wearing. I mean, maybe you've seen it, I guessed it already. Yeah, I said it's a Disney dress. This came on the Jane doll. Jane from Tarzan, the Disney movie from 1999. So the doll also was released in 1999. And this is her dress. So 2 pieces here. This little additional piece that you have that has like a little belt and a little snap button, but the rest is one thing. Collar, tie, very nice material, shiny, nice lace, very well made, puffy sleeves. I have decided to not really go very much anymore with Disney collecting, Disney dolls. The only ones that I was interested were the ones from the 90s anyways. So I have quite a small collection, but I don't know, as much as I'm a fan of Disney, specifically of the Disney parks, and I've done tons of Disney cosplays and stuff like that, so I really like Disney. I don't know why, but my Disney doll collection is not really giving me much. So at that point when you see the video, maybe I have already like kind of also gotten them out of my display. So I definitely will also not look out for the doll for this. The interesting thing is that Jade from Tarzan actually has not gotten a lot of dolls at all. So this might be one of the only ones that was released. I know Disney fans are really clamoring for make Jane dolls. Why don't you do? I mean, some other Disney characters don't get a lot of dolls, like Esmeralda or something, because like the movie itself and the characters, they are not as popular as some other Disney princesses. I think with Tarzan it's even something else, because I think the rights, it has to do with the rights, because like obviously Tarzan is I don't know, is it even in the public domain? I don't know, probably not. But it comes from a book before, and there are so many other companies that have made movies and whatsoever. So maybe Disney at the moment does not have the rights to sell dolls or something. It must have something to do with that. So I could guess that this is something that someone wants. If you want a Jane doll in your collection, this might be the only option currently, and it's not a rare one. I saw her online for normal Disney doll prices from the 90s, and I don't know, if someone needs it, I have it here. Yeah. Yeah, then I went into the like down into the garage area, because like that's the area where when it's really bad weather or in super cold winter, most of it is taking place. But this was kind of still in a mixed like weather situation where it was still cold, but it was good weather. So some people were down there, some people were up already on the like outside area, and so it was not a lot of vendors down there, but I found a Petite Pony, a G1 My Little Pony item. Then I also picked up this crazy colored dinosaur dude and a Biene Maya. But let's start with the pony. I was so happy to find a G1 My Little Pony item, an original one. This is a Petite Pony, or I think in German they were called Piccolo ponies. They are hard plastic, small. Some of them have molded hair, the mane and tail. So these are more of, this is one that has also a brushable tail. So they are like the ponytail ponies. They came in little sets or with little play sets. Maybe you remember I got one of those play sets for Christmas from Tommy. Still very, very happy about that. This is one of those ponies that came, I think, in the 4-pack. Nothing too specific, nothing too special. I don't know if they have specific names. Maybe they do. This is one that I think has a little mirror as the cutie mark there. With a bow around it. I actually do have this pony already. So it's like, I don't have that many like petite ponies, but this one I do have, but I will still keep it. They don't take up much room. I mean, if at one point someone was like, oh, this is actually one that I really want, sure, I would trade it away or something. But it's nothing that I'm like looking directly for selling or something. I'm just happy that I found this little thing that was 50 cents. That was actually one of those more antique type vendors where I'm mostly like, I probably charge a lot for the stuff. But luckily for these little figurines, he like said like for these two like €1 each, and for this smaller one 50 cents. So the pony was 50 cents. Like, because like if you look up them like online and you want to like, I don't know, buy them for a buy now price on eBay, you also have to pay like around €10, I would say. Maybe 8 to 15, some of them even 20. So like 50 cents is very good. And then this one actually, I was not exactly sure if it was what I was thinking, but I was thinking it might be a monster in my pocket. And I was like, I'm not really familiar with this toy line. Maybe it's just a crazy neon colored dinosaur, but I was correct. It is a monster in my pocket, and I will keep it. Usually I sometimes pick up these crazy neon colored dinosaur dudes for my friend Cotton Candy Kittens because she kind of likes them. This one I will keep because also she has previously, I think I showed it in a video, in a toy hunting video, picked up a bunch of monster in my pocket, actually more like to resell, I think, maybe at Toy Explosion. But this one I will keep. I found it myself. And why, did I really know that it's monster in my pocket? I mean, when I just Google Lens search this thing, it comes up as monster in my pocket, but it also has a super tiny stamp of MEG. And this has more numbers here, NRB, whatever, but this MEG in China kind of means, I have to read this, Morrison Entertainment Group. That's the company that made them, which is actually interesting. The two guys that founded this Morrison Entertainment Group in the 90s, in the early 90s or late 80s, were before had very high positions in Mattel. So they kind of went out of Mattel. I don't know if they were CEOs or something like that, and founded their own toy company, the Morrison Entertainment Group. And I think the only thing that I know about it they producing are the monster in my pocket. They're kind of collectible small figures. They came with a little collectible card. They are very similar to, you know, the muscle figures. I don't know if you have heard of them, but those are really always just in flesh tones. And these came in crazy neon colors, so very early 90s. And most of them also only in one color. So that's why I was like, maybe that's not a monster in my pocket, because this one has two other paint apps. So it has this thing here in green, and then also in the mouth, kind lips like red. So, but it is one. It is one from the later lines. Let me, because I have to read this. I can't remember. Series 6. So they're not all dinosaurs, obviously. This is the dinosaur line, but others are just general monsters or weird looking guys or like crazy animal type things, etc. But the series 6 is the dinosaur line, and this is exactly the number 150. So no, not Pokemon, but number 150 of the Monster in My Pockets, and it's a Spinosaurus. Obviously, it doesn't really look anything like a real Spinosaurus, but yeah, that's how I kind of identified him. So I will keep this. It will definitely go into my 90s action figure display, my only Monster in My Pocket. This is something like no, I'm definitely not getting into it, being a big collector of those, but having one of them, very cool for me. And then this little Biene Maya, which if you're not from Germany, I guess you're not super familiar with this character. It is this little bee from, well, the TV show called Biene Maya, which is a staple of my childhood. It's probably a staple of a lot of people's childhoods in the German-speaking area. So I guess also Switzerland and Austria should know this character. It is actually a German-Japanese co-production from the 70s. Technically it's an anime. But before really animes came over, etc. But like the German TV programs, I think ARD really, they kind of cooperated with, they cooperated and made children's TV series about mostly not very Japanese topics, but more like, you know, some stuff that it's like historic European or animals. So this is about this little bee and her friends. And I watched this so much when I was little. Other like similar TV shows from the same kind of corporation were like Vicky und die starken Männer, or Nils Holgersson, or Heidi, or Alle meine Freunde. So there's so many that I grew up with. I mean, they're mostly from the 70s, but they had so many reruns on all of these different German TV programs all over the years. So I also still grew up with the original ones in like the early 90s. And I don't know, for some of them, I think for Biene Maya, for example, they have even reproduced them. So they made them as a CGI version, but like, no, that's not good. The originals are really good. I think what they should have done is just remaster them so they don't look as old, like concerning the quality, and then still let them run, because they're just so good. And please tell me in the comments down below if you're maybe not from one of the German-speaking countries, but still remember those TV shows, because I don't know if they really ran in any other countries, France or I don't know, Italy or the Netherlands, so I don't know. So I'm very nostalgic for them, but not specifically for toys, because they were not really toys made. That was not the time with a lot of merchandise. So that was not the typical, you know, Mattel made a toy line and let's bring out also a cartoon for that era. So no, definitely not. So I don't even know who produced this. It says Apollo Film. So this is probably directly something company that made little film rubbery figures. So it's, I don't know. I think sometimes I saw like plushies of, like, for example, Biene Maya, but like don't want to have that. I think definitely her wings are missing, like for sure, because well, she's a bee, she should have wings, and there's these little nubs here. But just for putting it up on my little area where I have also some of the strawberry shortcake minis and those little things, she can go with them. So one representation of something that was really important in my childhood. And I think at that point I left this flea market and I went over to, as I said, RAW area, RAW, but just fashions. I saw some nice things, but like I didn't film and I didn't find any toy related stuff, so I immediately went over to Boxy. And I'm very happy that I did. finds of the day, although it is super small. Yeah, that's a Keypers finder. So it's from the Keypers toy line by Tonka from, you know, the late 80s up until the early 90s, so 87 until like 92-ish. And this is not a keeper itself, but this is a finder. There were baby keepers and adult keepers, and the adult keepers are like, you know, taller, little, have like also hard plastic parts, and you can open them really up with a key. And those did come with these little sidekicks as well. And this one I don't have. This is the one that came with a squirrel, which I do have. Don't want to take it out because like my display of keepers is really like everything is balancing, etc. But I think it's called Flea. So this is this little sideways laying squirrel where you can like open with the key the kind of the squirrel tail. And it's in pink and purple. So at first when I found this at a flea market, I was like, wait, is this the one from the horse? So from Diamond, which I do have. I mean, I do have the horse, but I also have Diamond's a little finder. But because it has similar colors, a little darker purple, and the purple is not it's just a little bit different. But when I was home, I was researching. I was so glad that this is even one that I do not have. I think also the finders have names. Peppy. That one's Peppy. So that's an awesome addition to my little, Keypers collection. And finders collection. I always wonder because like the other Keypers are really supposed to be specific animals, like a swan, a horse, a dog, etc. But what are these? What are these? And I have these glasses. They look hilarious. Are they supposed to be hedgehogs? I mean, they are finders, but I don't know if they were inspired by any specific animal. But the colors, like this vendor, like at the flea market there, it's also the one where Cotton Candy Kittens often finds little pieces here and there of like 90s and 80s stuff. So it's always worth looking. But I think you saw that I was grabbing through the other boxes and I saw these Barbie feet and that was just a stuff you love. So no, I didn't find anything else there that day, but like, hey, €1 I paid for this, totally fine.
C'est ça que j'aurais en priorité. Le plus important, c'est la partie humaine parce que c'est pas tout quoi. Parce que je pense que voilà. Je pense qu'ils sont tous dames. Et après, tu peux pas les rappeler en mode à la personne.
Wenn er jetzt noch kommt, rufe ich dich an. Ist egal. Wenn er sowieso raus.
Et en même temps, ils sont très bien.
Ja, ich wollte da gerade eine nehmen. Danke, da sind noch mehr dabei. Ja, ja. Wie viel kosten die denn, die Kassetten?
Eine, zwei, 3 Stück, 5.
Ja. Weil das waren jetzt hier alles welche, die ich mir rausgesucht hatte schon. Aber
Willst du alle Regina haben, oder?
ja, wahrscheinlich nicht. Ich habe nämlich schon einige. Ich muss mal suchen, welche ich habe und welche nicht.
Einen Moment. Ja.
Reconnaître que les gens ont passé du temps avec toi, que machin, qu'il y a eu un engagement de personnes individuelles, d'être poli vis-à-vis de ça, enfin gentil vis-à-vis de ça, et de rester aussi. Si les HR ils veulent te payer, pas te payer, c'est pareil. C'est vraiment de voir dans les J'ai eu un drame qui m'est arrivé hier, ma petite préférée du nid était sur le rucksack, elle a chassé un peu plus bas. Je passe devant, qui est entièrement c'est pas vrai. La rucksack n'a chassé que la cassette. Ouais. Oui, c'est ça. C'est une plus loin.
Oh my god! It's been a while since I came home with so many audio cassette tapes. All Regina Regenbogen, all Rainbow Brite in this case. I was really looking closely through this whole box to see maybe there's also Lady Lovely Locks one in there or a My Little Pony but no, all the rest was I think either Disney or some completely different ones. The only one that I collect, the only series was Rainbow Brite, but oh my goodness, how many? There were more. I did not pick up all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And out of these, I think there is now 3 that are doubles, because I should really make a list and bring it with me concerning cassette tapes. I usually have pretty good memory because I have a kind of a picture memory that I know, oh, this cover, for example, I definitely don't have that one. But Rainbow Brite being all of the covers are super cute, and sometimes I haven't looked at them in a while, so I'm mixed up that I didn't have, because especially that one, which is unfortunate because I just at that point here right now traded it with Andy and I was like, yeah, I don't have that one, and then I think it was 2 days later or something, the flea market being like, oh cool, I don't have that one, not remembering that that was exactly the one that I just traded with him, but okay, no, I have a double of this one, but this is such a cute cover. I mean, look at that. The interesting thing is at the back it still says the 25 cents, which I did not pay 25 cents. So either this is a really old price from whenever that was, or this is what he, the seller, like grab them for, which is very plausible. But still, I got them because it wasn't a private person. It is a person that often sells like records and cassette tapes and CDs, etc. So actually not the same guy that I usually at the flea market pick up my cassette tapes. It was the other guy that I previously never picked up cassette tapes, but he had exactly the same prices as the other guy, meaning per cassette €2, and if you grab 3, it's €5. And so I kind of counted, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, now would you make €25? Then I really got 2 for free. So I paid €25 for all of this, which is very cool. I love to listen to them. It's not really that it's just a collectible thing. So for example, there's also special episodes that are like where like 2 episodes are on 1 cassette, but something like that I'm not even that interested in because I don't have them for the collectability. I really have them because I listen to them because they're so nice. It just brings me back to my childhood when I was listening to cassette tapes. I didn't listen to Rainbow Brite back then, didn't know that. But it just is the vibe, and the voice actors are so good, and these are really German exclusive ones. So these productions you don't find in any other country. I know some one of the very like the biggest Rainbow Brite collectors. She has kind of stopped collecting, but she's kind of started now again. I think on her YouTube channel you find these cassette tapes also uploaded, the audio and with subtitles or something like that. Don't know if all of them, but it's available I think on, but like these are really German exclusives. So let me just quickly go through the cover so you can see them. So it's a mix of like lower numbers, but also some really high numbers. So this is one that I knew I would already have, but I also know that a lot of people really love the Christmas episodes, and they were both Christmas episodes. But the other one, I mean, this time I was clever enough to also look inside how actually they look. And the other Christmas episode, the tape looked crooked. It looked like it was super disheveled, super like tangled. So that one I did not take. Otherwise I would have also taken the other Christmas episodes. The Christmas episodes, by the way, are my favorite episodes from the ones that I know now. But so I thought, okay, I just grab a double of that one because maybe it's something that someone really wants. And this is actually also now one that I have a double of. I don't remember if I did not really think that I would have this because number 5 is so low. I was actually pretty sure I would have it. Maybe I just per coincidence grabbed this one and put it on my I want to buy it like maybe in my pile of what I wanted to buy, because I actually know that I have this number 5, but whatever, it's also a double. So, and by the way, if you are a super hardcore collector of them, and you might be thinking of, are these all the yellow or the blue tapes? Both of them. It's a mix. It's a mix of the yellow ones and the blue ones. I'm not even sure if all of them were released in both colors. I always have had the feeling that the yellow ones were the earlier releases, and when they were re-released they got the like blue ones, but I don't know if that's really the truth. By the way, Rainbow Brite in general, so the toy line, etc., is actually, I think the first dolls were released in 1983. These cassette tapes are not that old. I mean, they're still old, but I think the earliest ones, if I have one here from maybe, I don't know, let's look at number 10, that must be more like 85 or something. It's 86, so I think that they started just in 85 with releasing these German cassette tapes. And if I go to one of the higher numbers, I don't know, let's look at 23 here. that's from 88. And I have a couple higher numbers, 27 I think is the highest number I have here or something. And those are then from 89. So it ran up until the very late 80s. So actually a point where I think there were no Rainbow Brite like toys anymore, actually, like released new ones in the US, etc. Because I think Rainbow Brite, I'm not sure, not super sure, but I think it lasted more until like 87 or something. So anyways, Germany got everything later, but that also meant we had like these amazing cool cassette tapes for a longer period of time, and I would have probably been able to find them still when I was little in the very early 90s. I guess, yeah, here, 28, I think is the highest number, which says 89. So I don't know how high the numbers went. If you know that, maybe just comment it down below. I guess Andy knows, I guess, because he definitely is collecting them more thorough than I am. Oh, here's this one. So, okay, but there was one more thing that I picked up. I picked up the Country Camper from Barbie. So this is one of those super iconic pieces of Barbie like toy history, which I mean, that's why I picked it up. It is ginormous, it is big, and it is older than my usual Barbie collecting era. Because it is from the 70s. So that one was released in 1972. So it is really from the Malibu Barbie era. And it was also like always shown in the commercials, etc. with Malibu Barbie and, you know, Malibu Ken and all of those sitting in it. And already by the colors, you can see that this is not, you know, Superstar Barbie era. There's not any pink on this. And yes, this is not discolored, so it has always been orange. It is orange. It is the typical 70s, you know, orange, yellow era. I would say even like the homes back then looked like this. And this is just what the fashionable colors back then were. And just like I would say with Barbie starting with the Superstar era in 77, etc., they really got into this whole pink thing. Not even in the early 80s, there were also a lot of dolls that had no pink, etc. But and by the late 80s and early 90s, that's when Barbie was just, you know, pink. That was not the time here. I don't know where I want to put this. I have no clue. I have an idea because I would really like to put together a Malibu Barbie like kind of display, but I would need to make a new shelf for this. So I have an idea, but I would need to pick up a small, you know, one of those luck, like free hanging shelves. They're also available in smaller size that maybe could go there, but because I have, you know, very limited amount of Barbies that I could go to that kind of era. I have a Malibu PJ, I have a Malibu Christie, I have some other dolls that are more 70s-ish. I have also a Skipper that is from the 70s, not the Malibu Skipper, but still. And I would like to get a little more also some fashions that are more from that era. I mean, I also have Quick Curl Barbie, she's also from that time, although she has already the pink color scheme. So I don't know, I could put together a cool display because it's Barbie history really. This is, as I said, released 72, and it was the very first Barbie, you know, van. Barbie had cars before, sure, but Barbie never had one of those big camping vans, and that came, you know, especially because, you know, the 70s, the early 70s, people tried to get more in line with, you know, nature, camping. Before, like in the more late 70s, this was like disco era, but this was really also, you know, flower power, all of that. And I mean, look at that. I mean, that if that doesn't look already like flower power, you can see it also has the old Barbie logo, which is kind of the new Barbie logo again right now. But and interesting about this, it is not completely plastic, but it has this kind of, I don't know what you call this. It's like a plain material, so like soft. And I don't know how I can exactly show you how all of this works, but it has a door here, and you can exactly like take this out and actually make this a tent. So you can, I'm not really able to show you very well, but you can push this out here and then hang it in here. Really, you can click it in here, and then it's like a tent where Barbie could sleep, because this I think also came with two sleeping bags. And while we have already the door open, you can look inside. So there's a kitchen inside, especially at the back, and also the back thing you can open up, or maybe push it from the inside, it's easier. So look at this pattern, this is so 70s. I'm not really the biggest fan of, you know, the 70s aesthetic, but this is just Barbie, like history. Here's the kitchen, and there are some seats also on the inside here. Not that easy to show you. And obviously here's the front. Yes, it is missing the see-through, like kind of front glass, Frontscheibe, I don't know. But I'm not even that mad, because this is the only part that kind of often is discolored. And also you can see Barbie, etc. way better in here, and it's easier to put her in than from the front. Yeah, they can sit here, so you can also move this, and they have enough space with the legs here underneath to, you know, sit there. It is in surprisingly good condition. I mean, sure, it's missing, as I said, this front thingy here. Then there are some things missing, like for example here, it would have a little thing, same as here, to kind of hold the doors in, but it doesn't really need it, to be quite honest. So when I push this back in, it also holds on its own. By the way, the other side has another door. So this is, you can really open it up like this. The wheels, oops, the wheels are moving. They are there. Often like these, the wheels are just missing, because you can take them out here. People are also trying to sell these wheel thingies separately. But all in all, and in general, it is not a very expensive piece. Surprisingly, because it is like the very first Barbie van that was released. But I mean, I paid, that's the reason why I actually also bought it, because I was walking past by it for the very first time, and I was like looking at it, and I was guessing it might be expensive, and you know, when it's something that I don't really need and it's big and it is expensive, then it's just easy for me to leave. But then for the next round, I was talking to them, I was asking them, and they were telling me, yeah, that's actually from their childhood still, but it was always more a display piece. They played with it a little, but like, and she really likes it, but it's just, she said it's just time for someone else to enjoy it, being as a cool display piece or something. And she started at 12 euro. She said like 12, and that was already something where like, oh, okay, I was guessing they want like 30 euro or something like that, but no, 12. And then I was like, I tried on 8, and we met in the middle at 10 euro. So 10 euro, like, yeah. This is something I would have never picked up online, really not. But seeing it in front of me at a flea market for a somewhat affordable price, so I don't like, I would have never expected this to be like 2 euro or something. Of course not. It's worth more than like 10 euro, but it's still online. You can definitely find it for maybe the 30 euro range, I guess. I saw it at least. Also with more pieces then, because it also, as I said, it came with more accessories, not only with the sleeping bags, but like with, you know, little stools to sit on, little, you know, camp chairs. It had a little fireplace and plates and stuff to cook, etc. So, and there were definitely also more pieces that you could buy additionally. There was also a boat, I think that that you could really place on top here, etc. And I tried even to find out, because like, what was the price back then for this? Because I found really pictures of, you know, toy catalogs back then where this was in. And let me check, I wrote it down. Yeah, here. It was $9.66. For example, in this catalog, I also found it at $8 something or at $10 something. So around the $10 mark back then. But that doesn't mean it would cost nowadays $10, because, you know, there is inflation and you can calculate inflation. There are inflation calculators online. And let me check how much that would be actually in today's dollars. It would be 31 euro something. So I don't know exactly, but so it kind of has held its value, kind of, so that because it's not one of the super expensive pieces. And yeah, sure, when it's in the packaging, it's obviously more expensive, because I've seen also people trying to sell it at conventions with the original box for around 100 or something. So like, I don't know if necessarily someone is buying it for 100, but in packaging, everything is always more expensive, obviously, and there's more value to it. So that's it. That was the last piece here, and I was really like, oh, should I get this, should I not? But I'm super happy that I have this, although it might not directly go on display. It might just for a while be in storage, but I at least maybe can take 1 or 2 pictures with it, and I have it, and it's super interesting, and I could show it to you. So well, what do you think? I mean, it really was worth it going to the last flea market, right? All these amazing Rainbow Brite cassettes and the Keyper, finder. So I was definitely extremely happy, because sometimes I've been recently to this flea market and there was like really nothing, but like yeah, all these small things, a couple of Barbie pieces, some other little things, even a G1 My Little Pony item, although the tiniest one. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget you can give it a thumbs up. That already helps my channel a lot. And if you want to tell me anything, comments are open for you down below. I'm trying to answer comments as much as I can, but I'm just a single person trying to run this channel while also doing my normal work, because this is not my work, this is not my job. So please be like gentle with me if I'm not answering on every single one of your comments, but I read all of them, and if I like your comment, then I will like your comment and give it a heart. So yeah, and if you're not subscribed, but you're super interested in all those 80s, 90s toy goodies, then maybe you wanna hit the subscribe button, because it's free, it doesn't cost money, and it just helps you to be able to easier find my channel again, kind of get notifications, or just seeing my videos pop up on your subscription feed, so it's easier for you and it helps out my channel growing. So thank you so much for watching, see you real soon, and may the toys be with you. Bye!